All right, y'all, this is serious. How many of y'all have had a home that they sold without your permission?
I had so much pain I had to stop because otherwise I was just going down to the ground.
The year that keeps on giving y'all two mice.
Yeah, we're not in a van yet.
Good morning, y'all.
Morning.
Well, if y'all see this, it might not be morning, but anyways, we're hiking in the morning. What's the name of the trail?
Palisades Creek Trail to Lower Palisades Lake. And yes, I had to memorize that.
It is September something, 27, 28. But look at those fall colors behind us.
It's just after 8 o'clock, y'all, and this trailhead is packed. I mean,
it's crazy.
It's really packed. I expect to not be the only people on this trail.
All right, y'all, I believe this is the start of the trail. I don't know why they have this huge rock like, ooh, don't come here, but look at this.
Probably to prevent motorized stuff.
It's a wooden bridge, but we're crossing. Oh, how beautiful. Like, is this a creek or a river? Probably a creek.
I don't know.
I'll show y'all this side. Look how cool. Do we go to the left or the right?
Left. Creek crossing in style number 2. This is truly the best way to cross a creek. Rocks are fun. This is better.
All right, y'all. We stopped to have a 10 o'clock morning snack. Let me show you our view. Isn't that amazing? I think it's the Palisades Creek. And then this is our little nook. We came in, everybody's sitting down eating their little snacks. Y'all, I am loving this trail. Can't wait till the sun gets a little bit higher over the wall so we can take some gorgeous pictures. Y'all can check them out on Facebook. I'm loving, it's like walking in a fall harvest paradise. I'm loving all the reds, the pinks, the orange, the yellows. We get to walk by the creek. I'm not even done with this trail yet, and it's already getting a 5-star from me.
I give it a 3.5. I'm really tired of having to walk around big horse droppings. It seems like that's the whole trail because I just don't like sharing trails with horses. It's always nasty for us.
We're not done with it yet. We'll see if my rating changed. We'll see if his rating changes. All right, y'all, we are coming up to the lake. Let's see, get up here and show y'all. Look at that, through the trees. We'll have to get some photos.
We will try.
Is that a tent up there?
It is, a small one.
Here's this tent. I guess someone decided to camp up here.
I could think of uglier places to go camping.
Yeah, it's not too shabby, huh? Look at that, y'all. That is just gorgeous. So pretty. All right, y'all, this is the trail we're going down. It's really rocky.
But I have to say, most of the trail has not been rocky.
All right, y'all, another creek crossing. Here is the creek, but then here is the lake. Is this still considered like an alpine lake?
I do not know.
All right, y'all, here is the lake. The water's so like a turquoise blue.
Hey y'all, just keeping things honest. So on the way there to the lake, I noticed my left knee, which is my good knee, by the way, I had so much pain I had to stop because otherwise I was just going down to the ground. And that happened 3 times. The second and third time, not as intense. And then we made it to the lake. So fast forward to now, on the way back, it started hurting me a lot more intense. But what choice do I have? I got to make it. So I don't know what happened. I didn't trip over anything. I don't think I did anything wrong, but there it is. It just happens.
Sometimes you just don't know. It's like you can sneeze and whatever. There's an injury.
Yay, injury.
Alright, y'all, I want to show you some of the pretty fall colors with the blue sky. The wind's kind of blowing right here so you can really see the trees moving. Isn't that so pretty?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I love fall colors, y'all. Alright, y'all, I hope y'all can see all the leaves on the ground. It's like a tree, a fall tree canopy we're walking through right here. I really enjoyed this trail, besides Matthew getting hurt and he doesn't know what he did. I really enjoyed it with the fall colors. Now, I would rank it a 5 with the fall colors, but if it wasn't for the fall colors, wow, look at that squirrel moment. Look at all those leaves on the ground. It'd probably be a 4 if it wasn't for the fall colors. Stay tuned to the end, y'all, and we will give y'all our final, scoring on the trail. Look at those leaves just a-blowing. Oh, look at those pretty yellows. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Here's y'all some more fall colors. What is your favorite fall color? I like the yellows, but the reds and the oranges are really nice to look at too. It's just a fall corridor, y'all. I hope y'all can see. Of course, the leaves aren't blowing. Oh, there's some of them.
The leaves are falling the yellow and orange.
This is a perfect fall day, y'all, even though it's 80.
This is like something that you would see on a screensaver.
Yeah.
But better, because this is just God's natural creation. No AI needed.
Waiting for another breeze to come through so y'all can just see the little fall leaves. That's why they call them fall leaves, because they fall, right?
Works for me. An update on my knee. It hurts a lot. Sometimes it doesn't hurt much. Most of the time it hurts medium, and sometimes it hurts so bad I just have to stop because I can't put any weight on it. But we keep going, so onward.
All right, y'all, we're right around the bend is the parking lot.
We made it, and I had to stop a lot because it just gets to the point where I can't put any weight on it whatsoever. But we made it. It was 9.05 miles, 971 feet elevation gain, and I do not have the calories on here, but I imagine it's over 2,000. What'd you think of the trail?
Well, I rank it a 5 because of the fall colors and the creek is pretty amazing.
The fall colors were amazing, and I'll give the fall colors a 5. If I could give them a 6, I would. But overall on this trail, it's too crowded for me, and just, it's not right that you can have horses on here, but they don't have to clean up after themselves. So I'm ranking it a 3 for me.
All right, y'all, 2024 is the year that just keeps giving. Let me explain. That bottom drawer is my candy drawer. Let's see what's in the candy drawer. Yep, there's candy, there's gum, but do y'all see the shreds? And that's Airhead gum. Let me turn around so y'all can see. That was wrapped in plastic. So it chewed through the plastic, through the cardboard, and got the gum. Now, I have the rest of my candy in Ziploc bags, which I'm assuming if it chewed through the Airhead wrapper, it could chew through those too. So we're fixing to inspect. There's no evidence of little droppings left behind. Now, I'll drop the video below where I had a 0 candy bar in this same drawer, and we think the elevation just made that one burst. But it looked different. But y'all can go back and watch the video and come back here and comment and tell me now if you thought that was a mouse or elevation. But this is definitely a mouse. Just look how it's just shred and there's chunks of gum there. And this gum has been here for a few days. So I know it's not elevation because it didn't look like that a couple of days ago. Because I just got it from the Dollar Tree and it was sitting in a bag I put it in my candy drawer. So, alright, y'all, we gotta clean my drawer out, and I'm not putting my candy in this drawer anymore, because I don't know if y'all can tell, but behind there, that goes down to the bay. So I think, I mean, they probably could get in these other drawers too, but this one seems to be the most accessible drawer, so, yeah. So, we've been living, not in a van, but in an RV down by the river.
Yeah, we're not in a van yet. Maybe one day, but for now we're still enjoying this fifth wheel.
I don't think I could do a van. Not full-time. I mean, are there any full-time van lifers out there? How do you do it? I don't think I could do it. Like, we just had our friends, for example, Scott and Allison.
Well, they're in a smaller thing.
I'll just cut right to them. Right to that. They were in a 43-foot Momentum toy hauler.
Yeah, the ones that changing lanes weren't initially.
Yeah, the exact same model.
Yeah.
And they just went extreme. They went from that to a truck camper. And I'm just like...
That's extreme.
And they're living full-time in it.
And they like it.
They like it. It's got slides. But then we were talking to them the other night, and Allison looked at it and she said, yeah, I think I want to go smaller. I'm like, smaller than that? And she's like, well, not for full-time, but yeah, I'm really, and I know you never say never and seasons change, but I'm really comfortable in the size RV that we're living in. Is it always convenient for boondocking spots? No.
No.
But it's comfortable for me when I have my office, my living room, my kitchen, my bedroom.
Now, not to throw you under the bus, dear, but you have brought up several times in the past that you could downsize to a van or something. I got that idea from you.
For a temporary, not complete full-time. Like if you want to take a season and maybe do something.
Well, yeah, but that's full-time
two.
For a season.
Yeah, but not like year after year after year.
There's no difference. If you can do it day after day, you can do it year after year.
Anyways, what side are you
What
on?
about y'all?
Smaller or larger? I think we're kind of medium size. Are we even considered medium size? We're 36 feet.
We're mid-profile, which is why the back end slopes down.
But I mean for length.
And a better question is, would y'all be able to downsize from whatever you're in right now? Anything. I don't care what you're in. Could you downsize dramatically? Not if you had to, just would you ever want to?
Back to Scott and Allison. Pick some friends that will bring you biscuits from the Cracker Barrel. I mean, there were no Cracker Barrels in Wyoming. And
None.
They came all the way from Alaska. They didn't get the biscuits in Alaska.
Where did they get them from?
Boise.
That's it, yeah, Boise, Idaho.
They were overnight and they brought, Matthew's like, whatever you do, do not ask them, Sean, to bring you biscuits. And I didn't.
No, we're not going to put them out of their way.
I didn't bring them. And plus they're on, their health program and stuff. So I didn't
They're not eating biscuits anyway.
I didn't want to derail that at all. And then they got here and they're like, oh, by the way, bag full of biscuits with the jellies too. It was awesome. Thank you all.
We love Cracker Barrel biscuits. Yes, thank you. And we love Popeye's biscuits. So those are our two favorites.
It was so fun hanging out with them. And they went out of their way. I don't even think we were on our route, but found out where we were. And we
weren't on their route.
And we finally got to boondock with them. I think we were going to try to boondock with them in Quartzsite, and it didn't work out. But it worked out here in Idaho, so that was fun.
There was lots of room here. We had a good time. We had some campfires. It was fun to get to see them again and hear about some of their adventures.
Yeah, Scott was I think Scott cut up a whole bunch of, he found
firewood.
Some dead tree or something, and yeah.
Those chainsaws are really, really handy. I'm thinking maybe we should get one someday.
I think a lot of our viewers have been telling us we need a chainsaw. Like
the small shrimpy kind, not the big gas-powered.
I think they have ones that kind of fold up, right? Then you unfold it.
Yeah, they got all kinds. Yeah.
Drop us a comment below if you have a chainsaw and you're an RVer. Where does it go and everything
and because we have friends who had a little tiny Fisher-Price type chainsaw, and it couldn't cut a twig. And then we have another friend who had a chainsaw that cut an entire dead tree. So, does your chainsaw work? Are you happy with it? That's another question.
We won't make so-called friend feel bad, so we won't.
No, we won't mention any names.
But I thought it was funny when Matthew said they all went out to cut wood, and he just put the blade to it and went, It just died. It went.
It's like it had one of those, if it touches human skin, it's meant to stop, but instead, if it touched a twig, it's done. That's too much.
In his defense, I think he said it wasn't fully charged. I don't know if that makes a difference.
No difference at all. A twig, like literally this big, and that was too hefty for it. Whereas our other friend, his chainsaw would go right through a trunk. So, is your chainsaw useful or useless? I want to know. I don't want to buy a piece of junk.
We have really enjoyed our time here in this area of Idaho. We came at the best time.
Yes.
I think end of September, beginning of October. The fall leaves, y'all. The foliage.
Well, also not to mention, before September, you can only stay here for like 5 days.
Yeah.
5. That doesn't work for us.
After September 1st, it's 16 days. We've never been able to stay somewhere for 16 days because we're 2-week people. We have to leave on the weekends.
Do your own research. As always, the rules change. Oh, do they change? So do prices. So right now, this is free. And what she said is true, but do your own research if you come here.
In fact, they have a dump station, but the camp host, and he called the forestry service because is this forest land or BLM land?
I don't know which one I called, but I called one of them. I think it's a national forest RV park down the road, so this might be forest land. I don't know.
And the forest department said we cut the water off because you could go there and pay a fee and get some water on the
$7 right now.
But we'll leave the dump station open. Matthew talked to the camp host. He said, no, I'm turning the water off, and that they closed the dump station. But as of right, and that was September 30th, and today is the 4th. And as of right now, the dump station's still open, but he did put bags on the water spigot, so no water.
Yeah, there might not be any water, but we're hoping they were wrong on the dump station.
When we were outside hanging out with our friends, Scott and Allison, there was a spider that somehow had crawled from my foot all the way up my leg, past my hip, past my arm. You see where I'm going? And it landed right there. And Allison was like, Sean, you have a spider on your neck. And she got it off for me. Like, how in the world did I not notice that?
Because it's like a daddy long legs. They're totally harmless, and they're not going to bite you. I don't think they can bite you. And they just don't weigh anything. I mean, like, what, 1/1,000,000 of an ounce? So that's why you didn't feel it.
Oh, talk about freaked out. And
it's not like it was a brown recluse or something.
And then the next night, Matthew wound up with 3 random bites on his back.
Now that was weird. I had 3 bites on my back. They didn't really itch, but you don't like random stuff to come up on you. You want to know what happened.
Yeah, and then one night we're sitting, I think, out just eating supper with our friends, and you could just see these little spiders crawling around. So this area is
They're harmless.
Spiders, flies. Oh yeah, and 2024 is the year that keeps on giving y'all 2
mice. And they were not the same kind of mouse either. One of them looked like...
I don't look at them, by the way.
No, she doesn't. I have to go downstairs first in the morning. And I was surprised by the last one. The first one was like the kangaroo mouse like we had in New Mexico.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
And the second one, I don't know if it was a baby or what, but it was like brown and white. It was itty bitty teeny tiny, but the trap still got it. So.
But I think we set a world record.
Oh, yeah.
For catching the mice, y'all. Because this first mouse,
the kangaroo one,
which we showed y'all, it got in the drawer, ate my bubble gum, so it might have been a mouse that was chewing gum. I don't know. Isn't that funny? Did you ever think that would be in the same sentence, a mouse that chews gum?
Hey, it might be tasty.
We discovered all this, and then we ate supper or whatever, and then Matthew decided to set the trap about 6:30, I think. I went back to work. I had some more work to do. Bam. Like 45 minutes later.
World record.
Why we were in the RV, like we didn't go to bed or anything. We're like moving around in here. It was hungry and bam.
Thank you, God. All gone.
I'm like, I don't want to see it. And so, yeah, I don't look. So now when we set the traps, he goes down first to see. And like this morning, he's like, we have another one. I'm like, ah.
Because I know where they come into the regular part of the rig. I don't know exactly how they get in from the outside, but once they get inside, I know their path. I know where they go. So we've gotten smart. It's not just me. We both figured that out. So we started putting the mouse traps there, and we might need to turn them here and turn them there, but pretty close we got it figured out. So thank God for that. I'd rather have no ice, and we're going to still try to figure out where they come in the rig to begin with, but until then, I think we have their number dialed in. As long as we set the traps out, we'll be fine.
My next mission is to prevent them from coming in.
Of course.
Our friends Kyle and Michelle, they don't go in their rig, they catch them outside. But I don't know if I want to have traps all outside. And then our friends Rob and Don, I think they caught them inside and outside, or just
And
inside.
they have 4 cats.
4 cats, I don't.
And they got them inside and outside. Now, I don't know if that was more than once, but at
But
least
they have a
once.
fifth wheel like we do. So is it more of a fifth, or fifth wheel's more, what's the word I'm looking for? Unsealed.
These rigs, it's like I was telling my parents the other day, they put these things together with staples and bubble gum, and that's pretty much how they're made. So just put it down below right now. What kind of rig do you have, and have you ever had mice? Keep it simple. Tell us more if you want to, but tell us those things.
All right, Matthew, so you made it off of that 10-mile hike, which was not a very difficult hike. How is your knee?
It hurts off and on, honestly. Not too bad. When we were on the hike, y'all, I was collapsing, literally collapsing, which is not like me because I'm not a sissy. I mean, pain is just something you deal with, but I couldn't put any weight on it. It felt like my right hip, only this time it was my left knee. So down I went, or I had to pop on one foot and just hold a tree or something until it subsided several times. So fast forward to now, minor pain once in a while, off and on, but I've decided to wait a good 3 weeks if I can stand to wait that long without hiking, because there's no bruise. There's nothing that looks out of the ordinary at all. She looked at it. There's nothing you can see. And unless it's hurting, I don't know if it's better or not. So it's just kind of a waiting game.
But
I can't reproduce it on demand.
When I'm always the one with the knee problems and the hip problems, especially on really rocky trails, and I'm doing exercises every week, so I think my legs are getting stronger and I'm getting more endurance.
Yes.
But when I got back, the front, when we were still on the trail, the front of my right knee kept hurting, but then when I got back and looked at it, I had a huge bruise on it. So that's the thing. I could have banged into something like him on the trail. He might have just stepped wrong, twisted wrong, and maybe that's what it was.
Because I didn't feel it.
And I could have banged into something, because I'm like, where did the bruise come from, right?
I have the answer. An invisible person kicked her, kicked me, and then went on down the trail. So that's the answer.
Oh, like a mountain troll or something, right?
Like
the
an
ones that
invisible-
hide under the bridge. They had huge bridges there.
Oh, and we didn't pay the fee.
Oh.
That must have been it.
All right, y'all, this is serious. How many of y'all have had a home that they sold without your permission?
Wow, that sounds bad.
That's what's happening to us. We have our home domicile in Florida.
Oh, yeah.
And it is, our address is at an RV park, and Escapee said, guess what? We want to sell it. And I'm like, but that's our home address.
So our address is literally the Bushnell, Florida, what do I call it? Sumter Oaks, something, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It's the Escapees Park in Bushnell, Florida. And they said, now they've sent an email. Because I called them and they said, we don't know anything about a sale. We don't know anything, blah, blah, blah. Well, like 10, 15 minutes later, we get this email that says, oh, we know all about it. Magical. No, not so much. Anyways, they emailed us. And here's what, this is the latest information we have. By the time you see this, this may all be done. I don't know. So the email basically said, yes, it's for sale. And yes, we know your domicile is directly tied to who owns that RV park. But we're going to work with the new owners, and because we know how important it is to you and try to get you uninterrupted service. So the big deal is that's their address in Florida. So if they don't do that, they either switch us to another park or we have to move to Texas, which we're not doing that. Sorry, but not going to happen. So it's just a hassle. And then you have to pay a brand new service to deal with your mail and to use their address as your domicile. Who wants to go through all that when we're not even we're in Idaho?
I just think it's very, I mean, they're like, oh, we're keeping the Texas park, because, you know, that's tied to...
that's where they actually sort the mail.
That's where all the mail's sorted, because when you
and
have...
the care program.
When you have a Florida address, you have to have a Texas mailing address. Same thing with South Dakota. Now, South Dakota only has a mailbox, so they don't have...
They're figured out.
They don't have an RV park to
Nope.
sell. So I'm like, well, can't you just turn it into a mailbox again? I don't know, but it's just like, why out of all the parks are you going to sell one that you said that, you know, when they sold this to Harvest Host, they said we're keeping the mail service exactly the same in all the RV parks. And then 2 months later, oh, we're selling the RV parks, and we happen to be selling one that's got your domicile attached to it.
Now, this is Escapees who is selling the parks. It's at first we thought Harvest Host was doing it. It's not them.
It's not
they have
Harvest Host.
nothing to do with
No.
it. It's Escapees. So I just think they're getting greedy and they're tired of hanging on to stuff. But that's just my opinion.
But then it's like, the thing that the email said that really struck me, that they said nothing, what's the word they used? Nothing immediate is going to happen. Like, they didn't say nothing ever was going to happen to your address. They said in the immediate future, your address is fine.
Which could be a day or a week.
They can't force these new owners. Like, if you went and bought something, I mean, hey, can you bring along, I don't know how many people are Florida domiciled.
They have thousands.
Can you bring along 1,000 of your closest friends and still let them use your new email? I mean, your new address or whatever? I don't know. And then I'm like, should we be proactive and not wait for this park to sell, because it is for sale, and just go ahead and find something else?
Which, we're not going to mention the name, but we do have a plan B. So we have a plan B. We can switch if we need to, but as I said, it's more expensive. Not only are the rates going to be more expensive, but it's more expensive when your year is not up. Our year is not up for Escapees, so you got to pay that.
Right.
And it's a hassle. But that's life on the road. That's, as we travel around, that's some of the stuff that you have to deal with. That's one of the sacrifices you make to travel full time.
So stay with us. We obviously will let you know what we what we have went through. How long we're going to stay with Escapees, if they sell the park, what's going to happen. We will tell you everything, because it's all,
we will.
It's going to affect us, and it's probably going to affect a lot of y'all, because a lot of y'all probably have the Florida domicile.
You might be our mailbox neighbors.
Yeah. At the end of September, as most of y'all have heard, there was that major hurricane Helene that went and destroyed some of Florida, Georgia, Western North Carolina, and Tennessee. Now, Western North Carolina got just totally devastated.
And northeastern Tennessee in the same proximity.
So we just want to put it out there that there still need a lot of prayers, and if you're able to, you know, send money or whatever to whatever organization that has boots on the ground to help these people.
Yeah, and please do your own research. Don't just go with the celebrity on TV. By now, hopefully they've reached everybody by the time you see this, but that doesn't mean they won't need your help. So find an organization that's reputable, honest, has a good rating online, is transparent. I'm not going to give you any suggestions at this point because we don't know yet, because on our timeline, this just happened.
Yeah.
So on your timeline, it's been a while. So do your research and see how you can help. And if all you can do is pray, then join us and pray together. Pray for these people. They were devastated.
A lot of people lost everything, and I even have a coworker that is still without electricity. They have to boil the water. It's just horrible, and he's like, I'm almost in tears, because it's been like almost 2 weeks now, and he can't work. He's self-employed like I am, so that means
no sick time, no vacation
money.
Time, no holiday pay.
And that's just one person, so multiply that by, you know, even people that have even lost their homes, which means if they've lost their homes, they've lost their jobs, they've probably even lost family members and people and whole farms and animals and stuff. It's just
and businesses, entire towns are gone.
Yeah.
So that part of the country means a lot to us. It's very near and dear to our hearts. So we're just asking you to pray and do what you can to help them out.